Your phone is ruining your life. This little device is the reason we're having some of the problems that we face today. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, that I don't touch my phone at all, because I'm not. Quite the opposite. I think I have 8 to 9 hours on my phone daily, which is not something I'm proud of. But I'm making this video mainly as a reminder to myself and hopefully as a wake-up call and an inspiration to whoever watches this video of the dangers of these little devices that we have in our hands 24 hours a day. Remember when we were kids, maybe 7, 8 years old, and we would wake up 9, 10 a.m. in the morning, and the first thing we would do is want to go outside. When I was younger, I used to be outside from the very minute that I woke up all the way until the sunset. And I would do that every single day, 7 days a week for as long as I could remember. And those were some of the best times of my life. And I'm sure that a lot of us feel the same way about our childhood. But now look at us. We wake up, it's the afternoon, and the first thing we do is pick up our phones. We wake up, sit in our bed 1 to 2 hours, scroll, and we wonder why we're not getting anything productive done. We wonder why we feel so bad. We wonder why we can't get up, why we're so forgetful of everything we have to do. And the reason that so many of us don't feel motivation or feel a passion for anything that involves work is because of these little devices. And the thing is, most of us agree. We all say things like, oh, we hate our phones, we don't want to be on it, but then we still find ourselves sitting in bed, scrolling our lives away. Why does that happen? A really big aspect of that is boredom. Not having our lives filled with things that we do constantly will have us resort to our phone because we're unable to sit with ourselves, to sit in silence, to sit with boredom. So what we do is we fill that void with cheap dopamine from our phones. And the thing is, you know you're so much more productive when you don't look at your phone. Have you ever put your phone in another room to study or turned it off completely and you get an insane amount of work done, more than you could ever do in a week with the level of productivity that you have with your phone? There was once a time a couple of years ago in high school where I forgot to bring my phone to school with me. And that was one of the best days that I had experienced for many reasons. One, I was very present in the moment. I was able to speak with my friends, connect with them on a deeper level in class. I was able to get a lot of my work done, more than I would have ever gotten done in, let's say, a month's time, all because I didn't have my phone on me. I felt very at peace, very calm, very efficient. Everything was just a lot better without my phone. And so how come when I felt so great without my phone, I still find myself reaching for it every single day? The very first thing I do, I go on my phone. I'm making my food, I'm on my phone. I'm going to work, I'm on my phone. It's just a never-ending cycle. And I know this happens to a lot of us. So what can we do to battle this addiction that's really hindering ourselves, hindering our productivity, hindering our progress, hindering our goals that we want to achieve? One thing I found that really helps, very similar to the high school story, is as soon as you wake up, don't touch your phone. For as long as you can, do not look at it, do not think about it, and do not touch your phone. Because most of us, let's be real, don't use our phone for productive work. We don't use our phone to learn. We don't use our phone to produce anything of value. All we're doing is consuming constantly. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We don't do anything with our phones. And we would be able to get so much more done if we just didn't look at our phones. All of a sudden, our mind is clear. We know what we have to do. We want to do the things that we have to do. And that's because we're chasing the dopamine. We still have that boredom that we talked about, but now we're chasing it through natural means. We're chasing it through productive means, things that will actually bring us real dopamine and give us a sense of accomplishment. Something I recommend is as soon as you wake up, don't touch your phone. Wake up as early as you can, preferably around sunrise. Get outside, feel the sun, and just sit with yourself. Sit with yourself in boredom. Think about what you have to do. Create a list of the things that you have to do and start attacking that list. When you do that, you have a purpose. You have a direction in your day that's going to lead you to not have to resort to your phone. And let's say you really do want to get on your phone. Well, instead of endlessly and mindlessly consuming, try producing something. Consumption is not just in the form of entertainment. You can be consuming real knowledge, you can be consuming something valuable, but so long as you don't act on it, it does absolutely nothing for you. And more than likely, you've forgotten what you've consumed 10 minutes after you've watched it. So if you're gonna pick up your phone, create something. If you're gonna watch TikTok, rather than consuming, create one. Read a book and apply the knowledge that you've read into your real life. And you'll find that as soon as you start creating from your phone, your mindset shifts on the way that you use it. Rather than picking it up and starting to scroll immediately, you're going to think of new ways of how to create rather than consume. And the easiest way to do that is look at what you're already consuming. because those are the type of videos you like. And if you like them, it's going to be a lot easier for you to produce something similar. And the thing is, if you sit and take a moment and realize the amount of time that you're putting into screen time, 8-9 hours a day, that's a whole work shift. Over a week, that's 40 hours. That is 40 hours that you can spend sleeping properly rather than going to bed super late. That's 40 hours that you can spend socializing with your friends and building real meaningful connections and memories that you prosper every single day. That's 40 hours that you can spend working towards your goals and bettering yourself. But instead we decide to put that towards our phones. Once we stop scrolling, we realize that that cheap dopamine is getting us nowhere. And we still have these dreams that we're not achieving because we're not putting any effort towards them, because we're so preoccupied with our phones. And so once we get rid of our phones in the equation, it'll take a couple of days of getting used to, but in the end, we'll find ourselves naturally gravitating towards those goals, towards those hard things that we never wanted to do because it was so easy for us to achieve dopamine from scrolling. And because humans still crave that dopamine, now that the phone's out of the equation, you're going to start putting effort into the things you want to do so that you can see results and achieve that dopamine. And it's important to realize that there's more to our lives than these screens. Think about the last 2 or 3 years of your life. How much time have you spent on your phone? There has to be more to your life than spending time on your phone. I think I saw a stat one time in an article that said something like, if we keep using our phones at the rate that we are right now, we'll have spent at least 15 years of just straight screen time. 15 whole years. Imagine what you can achieve in those 15 years. Once you get rid of your phone, you'll realize that you start to enjoy things a lot more than you used to. Because think of it, when you go on a family vacation, or even you go outside with your friends, you still have your phone with you and you're constantly checking it. You're constantly worried about who's texting you back, what notifications you have. You're never present in the moment. And that takes away from your memories. That takes away from the bonding with your friends. It takes away from your focus from anything really, because you're unable to achieve that same level of dopamine so quickly that you do with your phone. And with everything, it's never going to be easy in the beginning. But the only thing we have to do is take a first step. Because one step after one step after one step, no matter how small it seems in the moment, will eventually add up to some sort of progress. Rather than just watching this video and scrolling to the next one, this is something that I used to do. I would consume so much information, so many videos on YouTube, and I would never act on them. And I couldn't tell you one thing about those videos that I watched. So did I really gain anything, or did I just waste hours of my life again, like most of us do? So if there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that your phone is the problem in your life. It's the reason that you feel like you're not worth it, because you're looking at so many other people in your age range or lower that are more successful than you. Even though it could be fake, even though it could be amplified, you never know that. But since you're constantly consuming that type of content, you feel behind. And I also feel behind, no matter how much I do in my day, not necessarily because I'm seeing other people do better than me, but I know I have potential and I'm so held back and just not putting my energy in the right places because of my phone, because of the amount of distractions that I face every day from it. And whenever I don't touch my phone for an extended period of time, I feel very at peace with myself. I feel very clear. I know where I'm going, where I'm headed, and I just feel great. But I still find myself gravitating to pick it up. And I hate that these apps are designed to keep us on them as long as they can, because that's how they make money. That's their currency. It's our attention. As long as they have our attention, they make endless amounts of money. And so instead of allowing these apps to consume our time, we can use these apps in ways that benefit us by using them as leverage to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. It's more important than ever in this day and age to have some sort of digital presence that you can leverage in order to reach your goals. Whether that be LinkedIn to help you get a job, whether that be posting your work if you're a creative, whether that be connecting and meeting people that you want to become like and learn from them, as well as YouTube, where you learn an insane amount of things. But again, knowledge without application is hindering you rather than pushing you forward. One actionable step we can take today is to click off of this video, close your phone, put it in another room, sit with yourself for 5, 10, 20 minutes just in silence. Think about what you really want to do. Think about all those dreams that you have. And today, take one step, no matter how small it is, towards those dreams. And try your very best to limit the amount of time that you're on your phone, because 90% of that time is not something useful and it's not something urgent.